we believe that the market is well equilibrated, that the market is growing. There's some new applications that are on the horizon in solar cells and in some refrigerant gases. And we're looking forward to continuing to see the iodine market expand.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Dr. Tom Becker, the CEO of Iofina. Tom, very good to speak with you. You've reported a 44% jump in first quarter production. You've also upgraded your full year guidance. What's actually driving that outperformance?
Yes, Stephen, thanks a lot. Yeah, Q1 2026 is off to a great start, and the amount of iodine that we produced and our overall performance reflects that. So we're off to a great start. As you mentioned, 44% increase, made 179 metric tons of iodine versus 124 last year. And why is that the case? So, we've added capacity. We've continue to execute our growth plans. We brought IO number 11 online in the second half of last year. So we've added capacity to our iodine production. We have a strong operations team which performed well in the period. We have partners that are committed to working with us to maximize the amount of brine, our raw material supply that we get our iodine from, to our plants. And we had a bit of a better weather winter than we did in the previous year. So winter is always a little bit tougher for us. Colder months have more downtime. And in fact, we had some significant downtime in January. But despite that, we were able to execute our Q1 in a very good way and produce 44% more iodine. So we're looking forward to the rest of the 2026 as well.
You described this as a new phase of more rapid expansion. So what does that pipeline look like beyond the Permian Basin plant?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, we are in construction for another plant, which will be our fourth in 4 years. It's in a different area than what we're operating now. Our current 8 plants are all in the state of Oklahoma, and we're developing a new core area in the Permian Basin, which is West Texas and southeastern New Mexico kind of area, which produces millions and millions of barrels of brine water per day. Our plant there is under construction. It's a larger plant. Our current plants generally can extract iodine from about 25,000 barrels of brine water per day. This new plant's going to be twice that capacity of about 50,000 barrels today. So we're expecting a production rate of about 170 to 220 metric tons once that comes online. Construction is ongoing there, and we expect it to be operational now later in Q3. And it's just the start of what we're doing from a growth standpoint. As you mentioned, what's next after the Permian? Well, we have a pipeline of opportunities with a number of different partners, both in the Permian Basin and in our other core areas. And we expect to execute those plans and continue the more accelerated growth strategy that Iofina is having.
Spot prices holding above $70 a kilo. How much of that is structural demand growth, and how exposed is Iofina if that changes?
So the iodine market of the last 3-ish years has been fairly in equilibrium with respect to the supply that's available and the demand in the market. The iodine market's about a 40,000 metric ton market, and with its largest areas of use being human healthcare applications, and those continue to grow. What we're seeing is that the supply in the market is meeting the demand, and the demand is continuing to grow. X-ray contrast media agents with iodine, we expect to continue to grow at a pretty rapid rate this year and lead the market. Our additional expansion of a couple hundred metric tons of run rate with our new Permian-based plant and new plants after that should likely take up some of the additional demand in the iodine market, but not all of it. So we believe that the market is well equilibrated, that the market is growing. There's some new applications that are on the horizon in solar cells and in some refrigerant gases. And we're looking forward to continuing to see the iodine market expand. While we're not sure exactly how the iodine market's going to go, over the last 3 years, it's pretty in equilibrium, and we feel like in the near term, it's going to remain that way. We're seeing prices still remaining above $70 a kilo and typically closer to the mid-70s.
Tom, global supply chain disruption is hitting a lot of industries right now. Why has Iofina been insulated, and how confident are you that that stays the case?
Currently, Iofina, in this conflict in Iran and some other areas of the world, like in the Ukraine, has had really no impact on what we're seeing from our market. We really aren't sourcing from Middle Eastern countries. We're not selling into those particular areas. Our core areas of sales are in the United States, of course, and then we have significant sales in Asia, some in Europe, and some in South America as well. But the Middle East is pretty much not a big customer for Iofina, and our supply chains are also diversified around the world. So we're not seeing a real big or really any impact from the conflicts that are going on. Obviously, we'll keep an eye on how things are going. The item market doesn't seem to be affected by this currently, but as things continue to um, go a little longer, we'll have to see what the overall world economy does.
So I hope you'll keep us updated on your progress. It looks like a great start to the year anyway.
Yeah, it's a great start for IFE, and I want to thank our employees. We and not only are we just our chemical manufacturers, but every day we handle hazardous chemicals. So we're very proud of the safety culture that our employees have, and we look forward to providing the market an update with our annual report release sometime either at the end of this month or early next month.
I'm sure we're going to be chatting again soon then. Tom, thanks very much for your time today.
All right, thanks, Stephen.
Dr. Tom Becker, the CEO of Iofina.